think a bear shit in the yard. There's my foot. Look at the size of that. Holy shit, I gotta start locking the doors at night. God damn, that's big. So 4 hours ago, I sprinkled stuff on this, set her in the crock pot. So they're ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread some lube on there and light that up and make them caramelized. So I'm trying to train grapevine to grow up here, and sure enough, enhance. I got some grapes. Now last year I had some grapes too, but I didn't eat them. The squirrels ate them. So hopefully this year I can eat them. Oh, there's a whole bunch more down there too. They're everywhere. So I made like a stir fry, and Georgia's doing the dishes. She's really getting into it too. She's fully immersed in the process of cleaning the wok. I think he tolerates her. She's been chasing him all week. He just kind of deals with it. His ears are back. I know that's a sign. Yep, we find Kitty. So this is my father-in-law's bicycle he had in high school, and it's a Raleigh. It's an expensive bike. I mean, yes, it's 1960s tech, but I got the rear wheel to move. I need to true the wheels because they're kind of bouncy. And she's got a leather seat from a Fuji, and obviously I don't ride this. It's got the little thing for the bicycle pump. I don't know what that is for, and she's got old-fashioned gears, and she came from Long Beach, California. She's got the fancy little caps up here and nice gussets, but I'm like looking at the brakes going, that doesn't look right. The rim's down here, the brake pad's supposed to be down here, you know, like it is over here. Brake pad rim, you know. Nice seat. I cleaned up on her a little bit. But so I'm looking at it, take the wheel off and loosen this. I'm like, this is kind of cheesy. This is wide, that's narrow. And then I realized, here's your sign. She's a 26. It's the wrong freaking fucking wheel. It's a wheel from another bike. This is 27 inches. I mean, look how thin and svelte these tires are. They're 27 inch. Enhance. 27 inch. So yeah. So I don't know how long Jim had the wrong wheel on the front. Maybe this is something one of his kids did by accident. Usually the boy kid. But even look at the hubs. These are aluminum. And they're high flange. These are shitty steel and low flange. So yeah. That kind of, I mean, it was all original except for the wheel. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to raise her back on up. This is my bike from the 80s. She's got Campanola, and she's got campy brakes, and she's got fanciness. Campy crankset, campy front derailleur, but we don't ride that any more than we ride this one at the moment. So, fuck. So I'm at work making some coffee, and I see this truck out there, and then I see this thing. What the heck? That looks scary. I wonder if it makes firewood too. Okay, I get it. Those are actually just water filters connected to the pump, which is connected to the house water, which then connects to the scrubby. So by filtering the water, you don't get water spots, I guess. So I'm making room in the basement, and this has been kicking around. This is a 6-inch pipe. So basically this flexible pipe here has been connected to there for the past 2 years. And it actually the air comes out, around, down, through there, constricted, over to here, then up, goes to Sophie's bedroom, Joe's office, and yeah. So I want to increase airflow upstairs, so getting rid of this would help. Now this is good if you're in an attic and you want to insulate, but I don't need to insulate as much down here as much to get the air flowing. So this piece here plus this piece here, probably gonna have to trim that. Not happy about that. I think I can shoot right into underneath there. I just need to make a hole and put a fitting in there. Then the air will come right out there, shoot into here and go on. Just get rid of all this and cap that other side off. So it's time. This has been pissing me off for a while. I'd rather hit a hard line than this thing. And this is bad. So, yeah, we have a yard. It needs to be cut. Takes about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to do this site. And for years, I've been getting better and better, easier to operate vehicles, thinking, you know, maybe somebody else would like to, instead of walking around the block, push this. So this is my latest incarnation. This is she's got a headlight. Gas goes in here. Just press this little button. Pops out. Push that back in. You want to change the height, you just lift this and all four wheels change. But this is how you start it. So you, I guess you prime it with this button and you pull this back. Now she's going. So yeah, not a lot of excuses on I can't cut the grass. Yet here I am, 8:30 at night, worked all day, cutting the grass. So we're working on the railing. I had to cut pieces out and straighten it up. So I did a couple passes on one side, a couple passes on the other side. And even though I got this, I'm hopeful that my rounding over, which I'm using the router a little bit here, so that's creating this curve here versus straight here, will see her. I kind of pulled off a little early there. Let's see what she looks like over here. Made a lot of dust. Still pulled off too early. Anyhow, I gotta watch that, because if you don't pull it straight, you kind of round over and round the round edge. That's gonna get trimmed anyhow. Since one of these edges is gonna be a 45, I'm not terribly concerned about this, so we're gonna flip this over and rotate it. Now, my target was 3 inches and a half, 3.5 inches, and let's see where we're at right now. We still got a quarter, so I may end up just kind of slicing and dicing. In fact, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Call this 3.5. Somebody, the female person, wanted wider, but I didn't buy. I bought the best wood I could, and knowing that I was gonna have to mill it down anywhere from 1/8 of an inch to 3/4, about an inch, and to get the good stuff out. So there was a big knot on one side, because on this side we had a big knot. You can still see that. And so I used the track saw this weekend, and I marked where it was. So that was the starting edge. And then so I put the clean edge here, even though it wasn't perfectly straight, because my track saw isn't as long as the wood. So there you go. Oh, good. Get to sand that out. That should be fun. So you can actually do this one-handed. So just crank the speed up. So I gotta say, this battery-powered router has met my expectations. It's easy to work on, it's powerful, it's quiet, it's just so nice to be able to work with something of that size with one-handed. I have other routers, but they're either big and you need 2 hands, or they're really old. They kind of beast one down a quarter cable, but it takes 2 hands. So this, I can put one hand on the wood, one hand on the router, and just zip it right through. These are the only tools I need. Here's a dust collector, but usually I just, you know, breathe it in. It's recycling. So yeah, that part's done. Oh, and yeah, she's a little crusty. I got 4 boards, 2 that need to be full length and 2 that are going to be shortened. I put the 2 ones that need to be shortened aside. Those are the little short sides, the only 60 inches, which is still a good chunk of this. I think it's at 89, 92 inches. Again, I'm going to be cutting at a 45 here. So I'm really taking it back there, but I think I'm going to just slice that piece down. So basically we'll set the table saw here to number. Now this just started moving, so that's not adding to my accuracy. It's really not helping at all. So this is about 15 years old. No, more than that. It's almost 20 years old. She's a beast. She's a DeWalt. She just runs. I could have her 220. I just have her 110. Never rewired it. It's probably the cause of the garage to collapse here. We're going to use our highly technical device here. So we want 3 3/4. So we're right about there. Just slide the bad boy over there. Bam. That's 3 1/2. So yeah, that's what we do. So somewhere there's a tape measure missing its tip. There we go. Perfect. So the next part is to take out these little saw marks here, which happens because if I'm pushing inconsistently, which I am with an 8-foot piece of wood, if it stops, it just kind of burns a little bit. Plus, my blade's probably getting a little dull there. So I got all the dark marks pretty much scraped off, but I'm going to use the scraper now. Now the scraper, like, I don't know if you can see it, but right here I use the scraper versus the sander. It's not really showing, but this leaves a better, cleaner finish. You can see the grain better versus it's dustier there. Anyhow, so we'll finish up and then flip it to the other side. So for this side, we're trying a different technique called using the hand planer, and I got it pretty dialed in. Clearly I got to go harder. It keeps catching on here. That's a pretty rough knot, but it's getting there. And the nice thing about this is you don't have to really sand when you're done. It is super smooth. This is probably not set up 100%, but we're going there. So I used this and this to kind of lock her in there. So then we'll give her a go. But this is what it started looking like. So already it's looking a lot better. Well, this side's done. This is a lot easier to breathe on than sawdust. So, oops, I have to do a little more. Probably do just a real quick 220 sand on this and be done with it. Not sure if I'm going to round the other side. I'm thinking about it. Right now, that's super sharp. I need to bring that down a little bit there. But yeah, came out pretty good. I'd forgotten I dialed that bad boy in. It's perfect for this. It is a joiner plane. So, yeah, I'm letting the dogs, can't really see them go out for a little walk, but I don't know if you can see this, but a lot of fireflies out here tonight. Those aren't quarks, they're fireflies. So I'm at an estate sale, an old timer. That is a beast. What's sad is an M18 Milwaukee, probably more powerful than that. Those are pretty. One of us is on a diet. It ain't me. In case you're wondering, the siding there is equal to 1 can. And boy, the groundhogs have been having fun. I'm sure they didn't build it like that, with the dirt all piled up on there. I saw another hole over here, underneath here. So that's gonna be fun. So step 1, which isn't today, is going to be moving the dirt back and checking out the foundation down there. Not looking forward to it. So again, I got this one that likes to eat the cat food. That's bad for her. This one who is a cat eating the dog food. And this one outside going, what the hell's that cat doing with my cat dog food? Of course, that's very expensive diabetic dog food for Spike that I also feed her. Yeah, things are all tipsy-turvy. So I don't know if this is going to work, but my goal today is to get this entire pile of wood into the basement in a somewhat organized fashion. I've got 6-inch casing, 3-inch casing. So hopefully I can do a pile of each and just get this out of here so I can park a car here. So, yeah. And then next step is definitely dealing with the table. Can't deal with that, but I can deal with this. So I'm going to get that done. My biggest issue right now is this. The slabs, which you can't really tell, well, you can, are different heights. So I either got to make a sled and route this out or get it to the place who slabbed it in the first place. No idea what I'm doing with this one. Well, actually, I have an idea. I'm going to store vertically along here, but I got to build like a 2x4 frame. But there's wood right there, so no way I can fit that in the basement and this in an organized fashion. And I still don't think I'm going to get all this. Well, I'm going to try. I'm going to try really hard. And yeah, that's half of what I've already finished. But the time has come. So the only viable way to get stuff in and out of the basement on the old part that's long and thin is through a hatch. Now that hatch is, she's caulk solid because she rusts. She's holy. Believe it or not, there's another one right here. But you can see a little problem. But I've been given the permission not to cut this, but to raise it up because supposedly they're all coming out of here, this section. They're not growing out of there. So I've got some plywood here. We're gonna temporarily try to get that to come up. My team of one is gonna be successful on this, I'm sure. But I got the other side ready to go. I just need to lift the hatch, and sure enough, I was like wondering why this insulation was just lying around that area. And then I opened it up on the inside, noticed I never put the insulation back and closed it. So that's good. So I got this semi-crafty platform set up. Now these are 12 feet long, so it's gonna stick in their ways. But this at least gives me like a landing zone. I can slide it on. We'll see how that goes. I was not that successful in getting this to stay. Maybe I've got a rope and I should, but at least I got the door open and air's coming out. So, yeah, I'm pretty certain if she backs the Z in, this will fit. Those go on the railings. I'm going to take those up tonight. And this piece take up here, but I think I'm just going to have to rearrange and sort and get rid of some of this stuff. Some of this is already ready to go molding, and I can probably just take it inside the house and stack it in the basement in a safe place. But I've got piles ready to go. But yeah, if I get park right about here, if I get that out of there, she should be able to get the door open and get in and out. Yeah, that's a little precarious. I got to find a new place for this, but this stuff's super long. I know where it needs to go. It needs to go over there, but I got to rearrange things, and it'd be super helpful to have two people, so I'll be doing that myself. And then, yeah, we just keep on sorting and getting rid of stuff. So I got 2 more piles to slide in the basement, and that one's a really long one. All I put down there, well, I'll show you in a moment. So there it is. This pile's all 6-inch, and this pile's 3.5-inch. And I had some extra 3.5. This piece is way too long. I should have kept that in the garage, but I didn't. So yeah, I'm gonna go turn the lights off here and put the tool chests away so I can get back in here. That's the insulation that goes on the other side of the hole. Hopefully this week I can put this piece in. This piece goes, well, we talked about that earlier. So yeah, there we go. So I'm looking at the coils. These things are pretty dirty. Yes. What's interesting is they don't look really dramatic over here. They look nice and clean over here. definitely dirty on that side. Weird. So last night, Spike and I had to make an emergency run to get some parts, and I was on 305 and somebody flashed me to slow down, so I did. I wasn't speeding, so I knew there was either a cop there, but yeah, we hit a deer. First deer jumped across the road, and you can tell the deer by the fact there's deer hair in there. So yeah, pretty lucky because I don't see any other damage. That's for the pin that you screw in the tow the car, and that cover was off last night. I just pushed it back in. So yesterday I learned that my wife wants to take those two kayaks plus those two kayaks. I thought to myself, hey Self, you have a trailer, all you gotta do is put the light kit back on. So we wired the entire trailer, so that's the new heavy duty wire feed, and then one wire goes to ground, which is now screwed in underneath there in the white. Enhance. You can't really, oh yeah, you can't see it right there. Big screw. Then two wires go over to here. Then there's a splice. This little guy that doesn't work, and then there's a splice over there for that one. So basically it couples in. Whoops. So there's a little light down here. But yeah. Then found which light is bad back here, replaced it, so one's LED. The other one I have replaced before, I'd forgotten, so they're both new to the trailer. But when I'm all done, I realized this piece was missing. All it was is a little stub down here, little piece of metal. I noticed that because when I was upside down, I noted that the bolt on the bottom was extremely rusted, so I put some rust penetrator on there, and then when I flipped it back over, I'm like, there's something weird here, there's something missing. And sure enough, that was missing. So that's where we did the emergency run to Family Farm and Fleet, or one of those. This was only $13. You could buy the whole thing. It was $30, but then you'd be welding all day and unwelding and grinding and all that fun stuff. So I was very happy to find that, but as it was 7 or 8 o'clock, a lot of places were closed, so we ended up going to Warren. But it's only 20 minutes. It's the same distance as Streetsboro from here. So we'll go ahead and attach that. Then the last piece is, I used to have a piece of wood before I decided this wasn't a kayak carrier, that bolted in there to there and just kind of made a flatter platform. Also allowed you to stick the front and down and have the rear end up, so you could strap that down. But yeah, we gotta go find some wood. I got a lot of short wood. I don't have a lot of long wood. It seems to be a common theme for most people. So we need a starting collar, 7-inch. 6, 4, 6, 8, 6. Almost stopped at Menards yesterday. He would have had it, but I had the dog with me, and they don't allow dogs in Menards. And apparently they don't have 7-inch takeoffs at the Home Depot either. Great. So we had a little accident. This kayak fell off and was dragged for a little bit and actually punctured. So I went in the interwebs, and basically they said take a plastic top, which is PVC plastic, and some wire mesh, and make yourself a little patch, then heat it up in the oven, which I'm doing. So while that's heating up the oven, I'm going to heat this up with this and try and embed this piece in, and I think I'm going to make it a little bit shorter and kind of reinforce this. Then I got a small piece that will go in here, and then I'm going to use this big piece, depending on how that goes, and just kind of maybe wrap it around there. Not sure. So yeah, we'll fix her up real good. Okay, so I heated that up. You can tell the stuff's really I didn't want to liquefy it, but just kind of embed it in there, and she's good to go. I think I might put another piece in the inside, depending on how this goes. But good thing is it's not along here, it's just on the side the way it fell off. Bought more straps, and we adjusted how we're doing this. So the problem is that we have 5 kayaks. 5 kayaks? Yeah. So we need to use the trailer instead of, we put 3 in the bed of the truck, and too many kayaks, and they wanted me to drop them off because where they're going, I'm going to pick them up because it's about 5 miles difference. So we got a couple squirrels over there, one on each side. Heard them chattering. So far so good. Seems to be going well. Other than the fact this has moved in a little bit. So I got the first layer in there. I got a little crevice down here that I want to fill in. So I got a small piece about yay big cooking the oven right now. Then I embedded more of this in, and I think I'm just gonna slap this on there. Then I'm gonna use my spreader tool with the heat gun and just kind of curve this, and then I'm gonna sand this around there very lightly, because I don't want to get that in there. But I need to fill this area in, and yeah, hopefully she'll hold pretty well. So far I'm impressed with this boat way. Well, I did finish this batch up, so it's hard. I just kind of scraped it down a little bit. I didn't want to go too crazy. Looks kind of like ass, but it'll be underneath the water. But it's definitely hard. That's the important thing, and it won't leak, which is the other important thing. So unfortunately, she wasn't able to take it with her.